Hello everybody, my name is Simone Zücker and I would like to introduce you to another amazing Talk to the Entities Facilitator. I'm just looking how I can invite her. Just give me a sec. And it's so funny because technical stuff is working very different in these days. I'm just looking if I can see her. Yes, here she is.
Yay!
Hey Marlene! How does it get better than this? That was a journey now.
How does it get any better?
How does it? So I'm happy that you're here with me, and I have take yourself some time to ask or to have some explanations about what has changed for you since you Talk to the Entities Facilitators. Has something.
Well, the question we would go quicker to go with what has not changed.
Cool. So since when are you Talk to the Entities Facilitators?
2014, I guess. Yeah, 2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hi everyone joining in. Hi. So, yeah, it has been an adventure. I must say that my first Talk to the Entities Facilitator class, I didn't know what I was doing there. I went,
Tell us more.
Well, at that time, the class were intro, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And I went for the intermediate and advanced class, and I knew I wanted to stay for the facilitator, but there was so much resistance in me, but I signed in anyway, and I went there and I paid. And I was like, what am I doing here? For me, at that time, even though I was playing with entity, there's the thing, Shannon has a saying in some of her class, like, one day you get that you are talking to entities, but until then you just play pretend, and yeah, there's entity, yes, I'm aware of entity, but at the same time really like, shit, I'm talking to ghosts. It's a whole new dimension, and I wasn't in that dimension yet. I was still in the yes, I pretend that I'm aware, and yes, I pretend that I do talk to entities, but I'm not really sure what I'm doing. And that's how I signed up to become a Talk to the Entities Facilitator. So from that point of view of like, I don't even know if I'm talking to entities or I'm just making it up in my mind, to getting a facilitator, I'm like, how can I be a facilitator for that? I'm like, doesn't make sense. But at the same time, I always say entities had other point of view. They were like, hey, come on up, grow up, girl. Grow up your ball and do what you have to do. And that's how I signed up. That's how I went for that first Talk to the Entities Facilitator class, and it was amazing. And my first class that showed up like really it was in July, and in September I had my first Talk to the Entities class, and I was first with like, fuck, what am I going to do during those 2.5 days? I had no clue. I was like, and it was a fucking amazing class. And when I look back at it, I'm like, maybe I know way more than I care to acknowledge. So it started from there, and it grows, and every day it grows, and it's beginning really, it has been an adventure since. So yeah.
Wow. So what is do we have one story or something that you just perceived in class? Like, is there some story you have of a big change from participants, or something you really remember, like, wow, that was a wow for you in class?
I would say each class is a wow factor.
I know. But sometimes you just, you have that, like, wow, this one was so beyond. And I mean, in these days, in Access Consciousness, there's the conversation about being irrational. I mean, how irrational is it to talk with ghosts? I mean,
yeah,
can say, like, that's so normal, everybody's doing that. Yeah, but who is acknowledging it?
Yeah, well, I would say one of the weirdest class that I had to facilitate was one of my hosts. and it was basically a class for 2 or 3 people. We were really a small class. And she's a freaking amazing medium. She's been doing it for years and she's really good at it. And I was feeling like, shit, what am I doing here? And at the same time, the way that Talk to the Entities interact and the tools of Talk to the Entities are so different that even for her, it had her grow in her awareness and in her ability like nothing before. Even though she was working with ghost and entities for like the past 15 or 20 years, and she's really good at it. And she sees them, and she really has a laid back way to interact with them. This class has really opened me up to the difference of being a medium and being a facilitator. And yes, I can be both. I have been more and more the past few months and I would say last 2 years, to really become, I mean, really being aware of what they have to say and what is going on in their world, in the entities and ghost world that I have been before. And at the same time, it's just like, I would say being a facilitator, this has always been easy for me. So even with people who has, I would say, more knowledge and background with entities, I know that I can facilitate them to even more greatness. And this is what is amazing with that part of the job.
Yes, that's so true. Like being a facilitator is really a total different platform that you're starting from. Like with the questions or the tools, they're really easy and effective. I mean,
yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking about down with entities as well. Like you don't have to have the answer for people. You just have to have a question for them and to like be an energy where people can have their own knowing and their own like access to their knowing into to their consciousness. Yeah,
exactly. And this is really one of the key about being a facilitator. It's just like, I'm not here to teach you how to talk to the ghost. You already know it, even though you pretend you don't. And what? What? Yeah, let's face it. I mean, like I say, when we started, like I'm, if the at my first, I started Access Consciousness with bars and foundation, 5 days to change your life. And on the second day of foundation or something like that, we have a discussion about entities. And the facilitator at that time asked me, "Are you a me?" It started to really have big entities activity. And the facilitator asked me, "Are you a medium?" And there was a lightness to it. And immediately after, in my word, were there all the walls and all the barriers. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to deal with that. So that was my first, I would say, reaction to getting aware that I'm aware of entity and always been. That's one of the trick also, is that I've always been aware of them. But the thing is, the way I've perceived them didn't match what I was seeing in other medium, didn't match what I thought was perceiving entity, talking to entity, interacting with that world was. That for me, I didn't do it. I just had thought and feelings and emotion and some weird energy coming my way and not really knowing how to deal with that. And this is what this body of work, Talk to Entities, really gave me, this strength, this knowledge, this trust in my awareness and trust in my knowing like nothing else does. This is really one of the key. When I talk to people, I like, if you are not interested in ghosts, please come to a Talk to the Entities class.
If you're not interested. Oh, wow,
yeah,
I like that one.
If you're not interested, why so? Because you will learn to trust your awareness like no one else's business. You will learn to trust nothing else. And what you can apply to entities and ghost world, you can apply to any area of your life. And when you have that trust in your knowing, and you know what you know without a shadow of the doubt, I mean, how easy does your life get? How much fun can you have more? Like, it's just like, it becomes so easy. So this is really one of the side effects of talking to ghost entities, is really learn to trust what you know.
Wow. Like, and if you have questions, guys, please put them in there. So, what else? So, oh my head is just fried. Like,
well, I'm kind of good at frying brain. Yeah.
yes, like my brain is still like. Sometimes I'm wondering where are the two brain cells that can connect to talk. Like, and it's also like, I mean, yeah, like with the talk to the entities, what is like, has your facilitation changed since you're a facilitator of talk to the entities?
Yes, yes. The thing is, the more you grow in consciousness, the more you grow with your awareness and in your being. This is really one of the key, like all the access tools and talk to the entities tools in particular. You have to grow into being the space of you like no one's business. One of the clearing that I've worked a lot, and which is really one of basic clearing that Shannon gives, is what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to facilitate change and transform all energies and entities with total ease. And everything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy and uncreate. Whenever I feel weird, whenever I feel stuck, whenever I feel in a funk, this is really what this is the clearing I go to really remind me that I can transform as me, as the being I am. I can transform and change anything in me and around me. So this is really one of the key, and one of the other key is like what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to be the dominant entity with total ease. Woo-hoo. And everything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy and uncreate. Good, bad, right, wrong, fucking pardon, 9 shots, boys and beyonds. And dominant, like not being bossing around and having everything under my control, but like I am the space of who I be and the joy of who I be and who I be as a being with everything that is. When I get in touch with people, when I'm being embodied or disembodied, when I get in touch with other beings, like I just came back from Bali. I had an amazing magic camp with a few people that were just absolutely gorgeous. And after that, I had 2 days to my leisure. So I went diving, and one of my dreams was always to dive. And wow, and I got to dive with Mantara. And during that dive, when you go diving, you always have to make a 3-minute safety stop 5 meters below the surface to allow your body to adjust before you surface. Deeper than me, but the energy exchange and the communication that was going on in my body and the body of that beast, and the energy, wow. And this is really this kind of interaction with everything, every being. This is what I've learned through talk to the entities, to be in communication with every living being embodied or not. Because when they are disembodied, they are not dead. They are just without a body.
I'm not sure if it was me freezing or you freezing. One of us was freezing in between. So hopefully it was my.
Yeah, I think it was yours.
And sometimes it's also there's so many energies sometimes, and like the technique, like I just remember oftentimes like being more space that it could come easily through the lights. So there's this there like to what can we modulate the energy that people can receive or hear, or just the technique can catch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
my gosh. So
Yes, I
you
can.
talked about about becoming more, like stepping to more of that in that being, the dominant in that space of your being. Can you talk about more of that?
It's both, I would say, a process and a choice. And the thing is, when you are choosing to be you know what, no matter what it looks like, no matter if people will love you or judge you or hate you or despise you, whatever, the thing is, when you choose that, you can invite all the creation and all the entities, plants, business, people, dead people, to play with you, and you get to receive and contribute at a totally different level.
Cool.
Simone, are you still there?
And I love that, like, yes, that's interesting with the technique today. I wonder. Cool. So probably it's good for today, and we will do another one with more ease with the internet, huh? What else is possible here?
So yeah. So and technology are that kind of entity you can include into your life to create more ease. So what if you were to include technology, and whatever technology is, as stupid and limited that it can be now, or as magical you may see it, or as complicated as you see it, and include it into your awareness and change what is going on and make yourself energetically compatible with it.
Yes. And sometimes we are so much the algorithmic interrupt that we forget about to ask the question like, oh, what's going to take that technique would work here, not affect everything on my computer or handy or whatever. Cool. That's funny. Can you hear that? Like, yeah. Wow. And I think we will do another one with Marléne with really clear lines. What else is possible here? I think it's not easy to listen as well if we're breaking all the time, or I'm breaking, or not sure.
The thing is, the sound is good, and your image is on my side. I don't know for our viewers, but I can hear you clearly. But the image, the video is stuck.
So I can't hear you.
And now that I've said
that, it's difficult to talk to somebody.
You have to learn to read.
We're good for today. Yep. Yes. What is right about it? You're so right. And we'll do another one in this group. So thanks for watching, everybody. And what else is possible for the future? I wonder. Thank you so much, Marléne, for everything you're being, for everything you're choosing, for everything.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.